Good morning. Getting ready for day 2 of my stem cell educator therapy. Not gonna lie, yesterday was a lot. It was a very, very good day, but it was a lot. It was 9 a.m. to 2:15 with my arms out like this and taking blood out of one arm, putting it back in the other in order to get the stem cells that Dr. Zhao needs to re-educate and then put back in my body today. So that's what he's been working on all night. I don't know. I'll have to ask him today if it was all night, but I'm told that it could have been all night. We finished up around 2:15 with gathering all of the 300 milliliters of blood. So was working in the afternoon and possibly throughout the night to match my stem cells with the stem cells of the core blood, and those stem cells educate my stem cells. And then at 11 o'clock this morning, I've got an appointment, and then they'll be putting the newly educated stem cells back in my body. So it's supposed to be about 4 hours instead of like 5 and 15. So, and it's just one arm today. So I'm hoping it's going to be a little easier. I've been told it will be. The treatment itself was no problem. It was tricky I'd have hairs hanging in my face or want to rub my nose, and my mom or the nurse would come help me with that. So that was very normal stuff. The last 15 minutes of yesterday and the treatment was really, really hard. They have you take a lot of calcium before this because the dialysis type procedure pulls the calcium from your blood. And just remember, I'm not a doctor, so as I share information, I may not be explaining it always in the most medically accurate form, but so the pull on calcium can do a number on you. And I was fine. I've been taking a lot of calcium pills, that prescribed or asked for. You don't need a prescription, but have been taking calcium a week leading up to it. 3 days is the normal requirement, but been taking plenty of calcium before, and then they have a calcium drip during the draw, and but it just the last 10 or 15 minutes, I think that the bag of calcium that was part of the process dried up, and I don't know if they just didn't want to connect another one or if it was going to be too much calcium for my body. They also gave me Tums throughout the day, and that helps with pain or cramping and this kind of thing. But the last 10 or 15 minutes was a little not scary. I knew I was in good hands, but I felt extreme pressure, like almost like a weight compressing. If you're a weightlifter, if it were a flat metal weight that were just like pressing down on you, I felt that on my forehead, on my chest, on my abdominal area, my thighs, from the knees down. So it was just a huge, not pain, but just pressure. And then I felt like I was vibrating from the inside out. And my nose stuffed up completely. And then I felt like I couldn't breathe, probably because of that, I'm guessing. The pain in the arm, that's the only area I felt pain, in my right arm, which is where all the blood was coming back in. So I'm guessing that is just a huge amount of all this blood coming back in that caused that, plus the pull on the calcium in the process. And so I shed a few tears, not like crying tears, but like you can't help it, they just spill out kind of tears. And again, pain was not the feeling. It was just, I felt like I almost started hyperventilating because I felt like I couldn't breathe. But I could, and I was fine. I also felt the tingling sensation, or that vibrating sensation, made my legs feel like I couldn't move. And that was weird too. And again, it didn't make me feel afraid. It was just like, okay, counting down the minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't think that really necessarily helped, but we got through it. And within an hour or so, I felt very, very normal. Even within minutes, once all the blood was put back in my body, we ended the treatment. Nurse Ann was just amazing. She, did some massaging to help get the circulation going again. And I was very dehydrated. I hadn't been drinking much because I was going to be there locked into the bed from 9 a.m. to 2:15, and it could have been longer. So for fear of needing to use the bathroom in a desperate way in the middle of all that, I hadn't drunk any water. So I drank a whole bottle of water real quickly. That helped. And I also hadn't eaten, had a little bit of fruit, but hadn't eaten a full meal yet, because again, I didn't want other people to be like feeding me food and dripping all over in my bed, you know. So anyway, so it was good. They got plenty of blood, and that they don't always get, if they have a lower, I'm told if there's a lower quantity of blood, then Dr. Zhao doesn't have as many possibilities to choose from in the stem cell selection from choosing my stem cells. So the more the better, and it was a good draw. And so we'll be back at it today, putting those newly trained stem cells back in my body. So stay tuned.